the best journalist in the world. But everybody in the ensemble, it's such a large ensemble, and it's a group of common people. And what I love is it's like, what would you do if lizard space Nazi aliens came down and took over the government? And it puts you in that place, and it makes for a wonderful ensemble that carries it through this film.
Yeah, it was very important to me to have a real spectrum of humanity as part of the resistance, and that was what was important there. And we didn't have much time to rehearse. We had a quick weekend of rehearsal, and I brought a couple of stills from that will give you a little glimpse of where we were. We were up. This is the cast getting together for the very first time to read through the script together.
You
as
have
many of us as we could.
Slide on the...
And go on to the next one, Matt. You got it?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. It's up now.
And the second one coming up? There it is. Okay, this is where the family gets together at the beginning of the picture, and that's me trying to figure out how I'm going to shoot it. Keep going, buddy. And you can pause on this one just a second. This is where the bad kid, Daniel, is trying to drag away the teenage girl to be his woman. And his father has got him in a headlock and ends up throwing him, you'll remember, into the swimming pool where he pulls his gun on his dad. And we didn't have any prop guns in the rehearsal, so I tossed this to David. Yeah, and fortunately it didn't go off accidentally. It was great. You can keep going. Here the team meeting for the first time of what became a tremendous working relationship, and also these guys. The first day we were working together, it was like they had been doing it forever. And I think the next one is, here we are on the floor, left to right, it's Faye, Michael Wright, me, and Mark, and Michael Durrell, and Shannon on the bottom. And you can see how intense they are. We're trying to find the moment and get it right on the screen. Here's me on the set, still trying to get the moment right with Faye. And then finally, once you get the moment, trying to figure out, how to frame the moment and how to capture it on the film. Which was, part of what it was all about. There's a lot more stills like that on my website, www.kennethjohnson.us. This was my concept for the advertising campaign. I went to Steve Somer, who was the head of advertising at NBC and going to manage the whole thing. And I said, "Do you ever see the Nazi propaganda posters with the Wehrmacht soldiers, with the little Dutch girls sitting on their shoulders going, 'Hi, we're the Nazis, we're the new guys in town, we want to be your friends,' I said, let's put up alien posters like that and billboards all across the country, and then, don't switch yet, but then the second week, go out, just send out a bunch of kids with cans of spray paint or paintbrushes, and deface your own poster with a big red V, which we did. And then the third week, you can do this, where you just put a little banner up on the corner that says "The battle begins," and it sort of went viral before there was a viral word, I think. And that was one that was in the neighborhood near where we lived.
I mean, I'm sure you all remember, it was really an extraordinary advertising campaign well before people said guerrilla marketing. But I remember, riding the subway to school and seeing these posters being like, what is this? And then the V's showing up, and they were really spray painted. And then finally, like, oh, it's a show. I must watch that.
It's cool. It's really cool. The interesting thing we've been talking about and then it brought in a huge audience. And this Mark talking about Spain. This is a parade that took place this last spring in Madrid. In Spain, and they made all their floats, they made all their uniforms, the legions of people are marching through, and there are groups like this all over Europe, in South America. It's just really, really, really astonishing. And this is an interesting, hold on her for just a second, because this is because in V, the second generation, there are, of course, a group of young people who have been born as half-breed kids, and this is an example of what they're going to look like when we get to making the two sequel movies. V, the movie, yeah. Okay, yeah. I know. No. No. I know, a lot of you are sitting out there going, I know, he's been talking about this goddamn thing for years. When is it actually going to happen? And we thought we had it nailed last year when we made a deal with the new Desilu Studios. And it was great. They announced it. They gave us a big chunk of money. But then when we started doing some location scouting and beginning visual effects work, and then suddenly the Hollywood Reporter reported that this guy who was owning Desilu didn't have the billions of dollars he was supposed to have, and the thing imploded. But my dear team kept working right along with me, and there is some interesting new hope that I'm going to share with you today. But first, I want you to meet the three guys who are my key producing partners who are here with me today. John Hermanson, Barry Opper, and, wait for it, Ken W. Johnson. All right, stand up, guys. Take a bow. Stand up. Yeah, his name really is, no kidding, Ken Johnson. There's two of us, no waiting. Now, to give you an idea of how the movie's going to look different from what the original did, this is from the original. You recognize the spaceship there, and what that standing beside it are me and Susie, my wife, and my daughter Katie, who have been walking through this V-saga with me for 35 years, and they are down here too. Just wave to everybody, will you? Please,
This is like the ultimate camping trip. Like Dad brought an RV.
Yeah, Dad got an RV. That's exactly it. Actually, this was only about 1.5 miles from where we lived when we did that. But Chuck Davis had designed, knew we had to build a lot of spaceships for the original V, and of course we couldn't do that. We didn't have that kind of money. So Chuck built them so that they could come apart, and we could take the nose of the fighter off and put it on the front of these ships, and we could add in these other chunks of different sizes to make the ships different sizes. The downside was they all had to be able to be trucked around to wherever we had to take them, which was really a problem. This is on stage 25 at Warner Brothers where we shot it, and this is incidentally where Casablanca was filmed on the stage, and it was an honor being there. But I couldn't make it as big as I wanted to, and what I did was, you can see the ceiling of the stage there. So in the original and the DVD and also in the Blu-ray, I created this matte shot where I shot the stage over here, and then I shot it again for take 2, doing some different action, and we flopped it over and put it on the other side, and we put this matte painting in the middle to sort of tie it together and make it look bigger. And when I saw the film on the screen, I thought, this is really cheesy. And so I didn't want to put it full screen, so it only ever appears on a TV screen, and that's the reason. But nowadays, we have the ability to do things that are a little bit more advanced than what we were doing back then. And now, okay, here's the deal, guys. I'm going to give you a sneak peek at some of the first previous work that we're doing for V the movie, okay? But you got to do something for me. You got to put your cameras down, because I really don't want to get it splashed all over the, that's good, I like that. Good, hands up. I really don't want to get it all over the internet yet. But will you,
the lizard guys are going to come around.
That's right.
Take your cameras.
If you'll do that,